Right then, so we're just going to have a look at building some masses in Revit here. So masses being our blocky kind of elements. Now, just running over a couple of navigation tools. We have, similarly to kind of AutoCAD, we have the wheel to zoom in, and we also have you can press the middle mouse button also, and that will take you to the pan tool, so you can pan around objects. Differently, you have use of the shift key. So if you have the shift key plus the middle mouse button, that will access the orbit tool. Now, my computer's playing up a little bit at the moment. It can't quite handle the recording software and the Revit at the same time, so I've got to press the mouse button a few times, or the shift button. You can see it's a little bit jumpy. Yeah. Okay, so we have a building plan, building site here, and what we're going to do, we're going to place in a few different buildings and have a look at the various different construction techniques. So, first off, if we jump to our massing and site tab, and then down to in place massing, we get to name our first mass, so mass 1, that's okay for me. Now then, first off, because this has already got some information in it, there's lines in it, this program can help us out with that. It's got a little function here, pick lines, so it's going to enable us to pick some lines and use these as a starting point. Now, you'll see that, notice that the dot, as I move over the line I want to use, a dotted line appears beneath, and that's because the floor plane that I'm working towards here is on the wrong floor plane. So I want to start on level 0. Start on level 0 there, and I'll just turn that off. That's a work plane. That's just pause. Okay, so the plane's going down. So back to our picking our line, and we should have level 0, floor 0. So it's on our floor plans as floor 0. Pick our line. Now, if you hold the cursor over the line and press the tab key, what the tab key does, it circulates through connecting items. So click on the line, press the tab, and then we click again, and that's going to select all of our line that we want to use to create our form from. So without further ado, we're going to click on the create form button, and that's going to create it's going to block in our form. There's two different options. One's a solid form and one's a void form. So the void form is basically from subtracting. There we go, there's a nice little illustration there. We're subtracting from solid forms. So we're going to stick with the solid form. Just press it once, and we can hold down the shift and the middle mouse button and just orbit around a little bit. Let's wait for the computer to wake up. There we go. Okay, so we can Control Z that. Okay. So depending on which plane you pick, you get different attributes that we can edit. So here I have, this is 10 meters, and so I want to change it to 12 meters, type in 12 there, it changes the back. Go. Undo, Control Z. Okay, so if you want to do a shift top plane of the object, select the top plane, I can grab green axis there, shift that along. Okay, so let's move that there. Now let's extrude this again. So we've got our top plane selected. Click on the create form. Now this time we're going to type in 60 units for our height. That's going to pop our height in. Okay, so I want to modify this. You unclick the padlock that was on there, and then select Scale tool. The first point here is my base point of where I want this to stay kind of rigid. The second point I choose is the end of the object there, and then I'm going to type in 30 meters because I want the top to be 30 meters across. Okay. Next, what I'd like to do is to rotate the top components about the side. So I want to angle this and shift this down. If you turn to the right view, the kind of user coordinate system's off. It means that its rotate would be kind of like with the compass, would be the same as what a compass would be on the floor. You know, those are the rotation angles that we're working. So what we have to do is on the left hand side is jump down to our, it's the west view. We can see the side here, and now I'll switch over to our rotate tool. You can keep the pivot point in the center, or if you want to drag the pivot point, click on the pivot point and move it along. And then you pick on a start angle and a finish angle. So if you want it, so say 22 degrees, just type in 22, press enter. Keeps the pivot point the same, and angles stuff at 22 degrees. Very clever, very good stuff. Back to our 3D view, we double click onto 3D. And then I'm going to orbit back, so holding shift in the middle of the mouse button, orbit back around. It's quite, there we go, it's a little bit jumpy, sluggish, there we go. I'm finished off with this. I'm just going to click over here to finish that maneuver, if you would. Next, we're going to manipulate this form down here. I'm going to insert a doorway. Now, to edit this plane, we need to set a work plane on this face here. So setting our work plane here. Click. Okay, so I'm going to select this plane. Set this plane as the work plane. That's so that I can build into this at an angle, because it's not one of the vertical angles is in a kind of, it's not like a 20-degree angle or something. So select that, click set, nothing appears, click show to show your work plane, and open the viewer, and that's going to open the viewer for the work plane. Let's just going to move this along so we can see both at the same time. Okay. Now the zoom tools work the same way. So this is showing you a kind of a flat-on version of this. Now I'm going to build a rectangle using the line tool. You can use the rectangle tool, but let's use the line tool. Down there, and then close it off. Okay, so that's my line. Now, little keyboard shortcut for you, MD is the modify menu button. So MD on the keyboard, click on your chain of lines. If it's just selecting one line, hit tab, that was going to give you your chain of lines. And now we're going to use the create form button. We're going to use the drop down and click on void form. So this is going to create a subtraction from my original mass here. So you can see it's just popped a little bit of value there. Okay, so right, I'm finished with my work plane viewer. I'm going to close it down, and then I'm just going to zoom in, check. Yes, okay, so what I'd like to do now, I'm going to cycle through my selection sets by holding the cursor over the back wall there of the void, pressing the tab key. We should be able to flick through till we find the void that we've, or the kind of the void object, if you would. Select that, and I'm going to take the back face of that. So moving your cursor over the back line. Again, use the tab key to circle through connected elements. So it's circling through every element connected to that edge. So we've got the edge, near side edge, we've got the back edge, back face that we want. So I've got that selected, and I'm going to drag it this way. Click on that, and I'm going to jump to, yeah, let's do it in this view. If you can see the X, Y, Z axis there is aligned to the object. What I'd like you to do is to press the space bar, and that's going to align the X, Y, Z axis to the world axis, or the absolute axis of this world. So a space bar, put that, so we can grab the green axis and drag that along, and that's going to push that back face out. You can enter a specific measurement if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to click off the object, zoom out, and shift on that back. Click there. Once you've finished, hit the tick. That plane will disappear, and we're left with our building, our mouse. Right, that's it. Our first kind of intro. Yeah, well done.